myself and then I'll do the same and then we can just get started. One second, I can't hear you.
3 minutes. Yeah, I think we can do that. Yeah. So, hi, hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to everybody. My name is Jasleen Kaur. I'm a dietitian and a nutritionist. I'm based out in Delhi. I own my own brand by the name of Just Diet Clinic, and we can always share the link of our brands and Instagram and Facebook handles. You can follow us for more and more details. So, over to you, Shitija.
Hi, thanks, Jasleen. My name is Kshitija Uppal. I am a wellness chef and I'm a nutrition coach. I'm also in the process of being certified as a physical fitness trainer. And I run a brand called Fit Chef, which is a clean food subscription company. So all our meals are under 400 calories and they're delivered to your doorstep. So, like she said, we'll share our Insta handles and you can reach out to us for questions probably post this. So,
Great. Yeah.
go ahead.
So today we are talking about lung health. So I think that in these couple of 6 7 months we have really heard a lot about mental health. We have heard about physical health. We have heard about diabetes, thyroid, PCOD, and a lot. But yes, we have not heard about lung health. And I think in this time of COVID, that's the very and the most important thing, right? Because as we all know that if COVID impacts our body, it firstly targets the lungs, right? It has got the patches on the lungs. Yeah, a person can go to it can build pneumonia and so but a lot of reasons as well. So I think lung health is very important at this point of time. So what do you say, Shazija, on that?
See, I was just coming to that people sort of look at exercise as, just something that's associated with weight loss, whereas it's actually an investment for overall well-being. Especially when it comes to, because we're on the topic lung health and even heart health, it is exercise promotes both of these to its maximum. Because it's the lungs that's pumping the oxygen and it's the heart that's giving the oxygen to the rest of the body and our muscles. And even if you are an active person through the day, you need to do 30 minutes of dedicated exercise at least 4 to 5 times a week for you to be in a safe zone, so to say. And that's why, and it's so easy, right? This can go anywhere from, you don't have to go to a gym, but you can do any kind of aerobic exercise at home. You can do skipping, you can be cycling, you can do some strength training, some body weight training. You don't need equipment, but the options are endless. And then let's not forget the main and the most important thing, which is the food that we put
Yeah,
inside our body, which is the base of everything. You can only benefit from an exercise if you eat right and
absolutely.
and eliminate as much of the processed food that's available very easily to
So
us.
yeah, I think it goes hand in hand. So diet and exercise are like inseparable twins, right? So I think they are two very special children of a mother who can't live without each other. So they go hand in hand. It's 50-50%. So I think that let's talk about that how we take our lungs very granted, right? It's a one body type that we take it very granted. We never prioritize it. Yeah. So we have lots and lots of clients who are chain smokers also, who take lots and lots of alcohol also. But अगर हमारा बीपी हाई हो जाता है तो हमें लगता है oh my god, just pop in a medicine and we are good. अगर हमें डायबिटीज हो जाती है we think okay, pop in a medicine, we are good. थायराइड के लिए तो I feel it's like a religion. फटाफट एक मेडिसिन खाई, रोज सुबह का एक रिचुअल बन गया. बट फॉर लंग्स, हम लंग्स के लिए कुछ भी नहीं सोचते और हम ये सबसे बड़ी बात भूल जाते हैं कि हम सांस कैसे ले रहे हैं. The main basic thing of working is breathing. And how is our respiratory system working? That's via our lungs. And I think that's the most important part of our body that we forget. So yeah.
Yeah, so in fact, when, as far as your lungs are concerned, if you are somebody who already has a respiratory disorder, or
Hmm.
you're someone who already suffers with asthma or things like that, or you're someone who is just a heavy smoker and you are being a bit reckless, the fact of the matter is that even exercise and nutrition it may not help you with fixing your lung function, but it can help you in general with your lung capacity. That is how much oxygen your lungs hold. And
Mhm.
that itself can improve your life, your quality of life drastically. It can improve it by 15 to 20%. So people who suffer with breathlessness in pollution, or who have asthma, or who smoke, first of all, please quit smoking. But at least you need to, make exercise and make nutrition a priority in your life, because it can, improve your quality of life drastically, and it's worth it.
Absolutely. So, coming on to that, let's talk about food that really helps to keep your respiratory system and lung healthy. So, I'll quote it this way: the lung healthy diet or a lung healthy superfoods. Okay. So, we talk about a lot of superfoods for weight loss, for diabetes, for thyroid, and we go so on it. But yes, lung health is one thing that we are really looking forward to on this session, right? So, number one, very importantly, for everyone who has joined, pen and paper should be very much ready, huh? So you're gonna note down very important points today. So number one are walnuts. ये कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो हमारे घर में हमेशा अवेलेबल होती हैं, but yes, we always skip it and feel that as if कि चलो ये तो है ही. Walnuts are omega 3 omega 6 rich, as we all know, and it really helps to build a better lung and respiratory system for all the chain smokers as well, and people who smoke. I'll give you a very quick diet and health tip, that it is not important to soak all the dry fruits. Walnuts को अगर हम लोग जैगरी के साथ कंबाइन करके लेते हैं, just crush the walnuts, crush the jaggery, and take it आधा से एक चम्मच every day with warm milk. I think the problem of getting addicted to smoking also decreases. And people who have asthma, as well as people जिनको pollution में problem होती है, as you know, jaggery is iron rich, and it cleans up your intestinal part and the respiratory tract. So it is very important to combine the both and eat. So number one superfood will be walnut and jaggery. Number two, which is lung healthy, that are tomatoes. Tomatoes really help. So we can have, spinach, tomato, ginger, lemon. We can combine it in a detox drink, yeah, and drink it daily early morning. That really helps somebody to keep the respiratory system, and asthmatics can also take it. But yes, a less of lemon, not more of it.
Yeah.
Third very important superfood will be turmeric. Turmeric, haldi. So अब हम बाहर जाते हैं, we travel abroad, तो turmeric latte, हमें इतना, उन लोगों को इतना fancy लगता है ये सब कुछ, that oh my god ये क्या आ गया है. But we Indians, हमारे पास ये हमेशा, हमारे grandmother, grandfather, जब हमें छोटे होते लग जाती तो क्या करते थे, हमें थोड़ी सी फिटकरी और हल्दी हमारी चोट पे लगा देते थे. So let's think like that it has got a healing power. अगर वो हमारी आउटसाइड चोट को ठीक कर सकता है, तो इनसाइड तो वो मिरेकल्स कर सकता है. So turmeric will be the third and very important superfood to keep your lung health in control, and keeping all the toxins out of the body. That is very important. Next is ginger. Ginger, again, आपको cough, cold, pollution, pollutants, ये सब कुछ जो होता है. So ginger is one thing that really helps somebody. So being a nutritionist and a dietitian, I think let's combine food. That's what the work of a dietitian is. We build food combinations. So ginger and honey is an amazing combination if eaten together. That helps somebody to get easy with the cough. It helps somebody to release out all the toxins from the body, and for the asthmatics also, it's 101, it's a win-win game for them.
Sorry, I'm just going to step in
Yeah.
there quickly for one second, just from taking on from what you were saying.
Mhm.
So almost as a ritual, for
Uh-huh.
many years now, I have a tea in the. It's not a tea actually. It's just water boiled with ginger,
Uh-huh.
and a little bit of honey, peppercorns,
Yeah.
um, and turmeric. And
Uh,
turmeric is an absolute. I mean, it should be in everybody's diet to have it first thing in the morning.
uh,
However you want it, mix it in water, just drink it. But it is the number one anti-inflammatory spice, or so Indian solution that we have to everything. And it helps with, like you said, whether it is thyroid, whether it is any ailment you
any
name,
disease, yeah.
And turmeric is, I mean, it's
And I
literally,
think once we drink it, how we feel it. If we take it early morning or after lunch, also how we feel it. Once it goes into our, esophagus, it comes downstairs. How you feel on your stomach. It gives you a full, a kind of a volcano in the stomach, and it goes as if that everything is cleaned. Yeah. So that kind of feeling that I get when I drink turmeric and water, I feel as if everything is like just clean out of the body. So I think it's a miracle drink, what people are following out of India now. But yes, we Indians, we here are really not, again going back to our kitchen and doing things. Yeah, we are believing something which is outside. Huh? So we should really get back to what we used to do. Yeah. So yeah, getting back to number 5, which is very important, जो लोग सबसे ज्यादा भूल जाते हैं, एक ऐसा फ्रूट होता है जो हमारे घर में होता है, जिसको हम नहीं खाते बिकॉज हमें लगता है ये बहुत कॉन्स्टिपेशन दे देगा, दैट इज पोमेग्रेनेट, दैट इज अनार. अनार विटामिन सी रिच होता है एंड इट डज मिरेकल्स फॉर लंग हेल्थ. अनार का जूस घर में बन सकता है. आई मेक चाट ऑफ अनार की, कंबाइनिंग इट विद बनाना, दैट इज पोटेशियम रिच, तो एस्थमेटिक्स को भी बहुत हेल्प करता है. So, 5 superfoods for keeping your lung health very healthy, and it's superfoods for lungs, and it really builds the immunity as well, which is very, very, very important for this time at this time of COVID-19, at the time when people's lungs are being affected because the patches on the lungs remain, yeah, for that 14 days. So these 5 superfoods will help people who are just getting recovered from COVID-19 as well. So over to you, Kshitija, now.
yeah. So, no, I'm just going to take on from, what you said, because I am like a strong believer that nutrition and fitness and any sort of physical activity go hand in hand, right? You can't go to the gym for an hour 6 times a week and do, not follow any sort of nutrition protocol and think that you're going to see, the kind of results. In saying that, when you slowly make these things a part of your lifestyle, like you said, you've been having turmeric water every day, I've been having turmeric water every day. It doesn't do miracles in a day, but when you
Yeah,
compound
absolutely.
days, months of us doing something, that's what builds our immune system, right? And that's what a good diet and exercise are. They're like an investment for any sort of virus, for any sort of ailment, for anything, any kind of inflammation inside the body. And this is one thing that I tell my clients, and this is like one of my base guidelines when they come on a nutrition program with me, that you should not be opening a package to eat anything, right? Because anything in a packet is processed. So instead of spending hours understanding what is the label, what does it read, if it's in a packet, it definitely has a whole lot of additives that do not, that are really, really bad for you. These additives make whatever it is that you're eating addictive. So just go for things that are available naturally. Go for a fruit. Make the extra effort to get in the kitchen and make something out of it that is actually satiating and satisfying. Make, you want to eat a pizza, make a pizza, make it at home. Don't order it out, because the amount of additives that are going these days into even ordering a even ordering a pizza from like a big chain is so bad for your body that I can't urge people enough to get inside the kitchen and just, spend a little bit of time um, cooking their own food. And I just
Don't you feel, Kshitija, that in this lockdown, we all the people have become master chef? They cook everything at home. Don't you feel that? Uh, Seeing stories on Instagram and Snapchat, I always felt, oh my God, we all have so much of caliber.
if you ask me, I think a lot of good has come out of COVID, right? Because we
Yeah.
all had become so complacent, and we
Uh,
were so brazen. We were just going to restaurants, throwing a fit. Everybody was behaving badly. Nobody was making the effort to do anything in life,
yeah.
and wanted everything at their doorstep. I feel like this has put a massive pause, and
Yeah.
you're forced to address things that you otherwise wouldn't.
Yeah.
And two things that I want to just highlight to anybody who is looking for
Mm,
overall health, and yes, the focus being on respiratory health in this session, is that please go and check your vitamin D levels. You
mm,
must do a vitamin D test. It plays a very massive role. in optimal functioning of our body. And if your levels are out of line, go speak to your physician, show him your reports, and get the right dosage that you need. And the other thing that you need to start incorporating in your life is protein. But protein doesn't mean that you have to have protein shakes, or you have to have a lot of non-veg to have protein. Sattu has protein, which is a totally Indian and organic thing. It's a dal. You have protein in edamame beans, you have protein in Greek yogurt, you have protein in tofu. There are lots, or there are protein rich vegetables like broccoli, spinach. Include those things in your diet, because protein is a very, very important building block in, again, proper functioning of a lot of different areas in our body. So these were two things: vitamin D and protein is something that everybody should, work towards.
Great, great. So I think a lot of questions have also, started popping. So Simran Bajaj has asked, can we use turmeric in cooking as it is much beneficial as taking with water? Kshitija, if you want to answer,
Yeah,
I'll
I
the next one.
Sure. So, of course, I mean, luckily for us, we put turmeric in most of our sabjis, right? But when you are having like a teaspoon of organic turmeric, you're getting unadulterated turmeric early in the morning, going straight into your system without any other masala, without anything. And that definitely has a much more beneficial impact on the system.
Next stop, Sultanpuri Terminal.
That's fine.
This stop, Sultanpuri Terminal.
Okay, I'll request everybody to just put their, put on mute so that Kshitija can go ahead.
So, ma'am,
Sorry, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, if you can have it first thing in the morning, it's great. Mix it with water, like lukewarm water, and drink it up. But if you find that very difficult, then yes, just incorporate more of ginger and haldi and things like that in your sabjis, which is easy for us to do because that's such a part of our diet anyway.
so do we need to boil turmeric or we can take it as it is?
Okay, there is another question.
You want to go ahead and answer? Should I answer?
I think you can go ahead. I'll take the next one. Mona Mehta then.
You don't need to boil turmeric. So you'll just use the turmeric powder, right? Am I understanding it right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So do I need to put it in water and boil it for some time, or just put it and take it as it is?
Not required, not required.
Oh, thank you so much, madam.
Yeah. So the next question is by Mona Mehta. She says, what is the difference between turmeric and curcumin? Does turmeric give the same benefits? Okay, so basically turmeric is haldi and curcumin is the extract of it. Yeah, it's a chemical compound of it. मतलब आप ऐसा सोच लीजिए जैसे आपकी मासी का बेटा या मासी की बेटी. It's something like that. Yeah, so it's not exactly your blood relation, but yes, exactly not related, but yes, related. I will not tell you that you cannot have curcumin or turmeric, but मैं ज़्यादा insist करूंगी कि chemical compound की तरफ ना जाके हम originally compound की तरफ रहें जो हल्दी turmeric है, right? So हाँ, benefits दोनों के same नहीं है for obvious reasons, because curcumin को as a supplement बेचा जाता है and जो turmeric होती है वो आपको exactly उसी form में मिल जाएगा. So beneficial is turmeric, obviously. So again, Mona asked the same continued question. How much vitamin D should one each have in a day? So vitamin D is something, the best source of vitamin D is you get it from the sunlight. Yeah, so वो आप early morning की sunlight जितनी भी ले सकते हो, that's I think not sufficient for each and everybody, because इस time पे हम सब लोग घर के अंदर ही बैठे रहते हैं. So I feel कि early morning sunlight आप 1 घंटा 2 घंटा आधा घंटा आपको पूरा sun bath नहीं लेना. Our body is made so beautifully, Mona. It is made so beautifully that अगर आप अपना एक body part को भी बस sun के आगे रख दोगे ना, it will channelize the whole body. So आपको पूरा का पूरा body के अंदर पूरा का पूरा sun के अंदर बैठने की जरूरत नहीं है. So I feel taking sunlight in the morning is very much important. And how each day is unlimited. Go ahead, take as much as you want. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can take the next.
I'll
Sambhav.
add on to a little bit to that. So, like she said, the vitamin D requirement also for most people, it varies because we don't know how much of vitamin D each of us is getting, right? So, you need to do a test and see if you're lacking, and then meet your physician so that they can give you a supplement for it. And then once your dosage is over, they will tell you how to go with it. But vitamin D, there are lots of natural sources of vitamin D as well. She is right. It is the early morning sun is the number one thing. So wake up early in the morning and go for a walk. And it really is. It's also lovely because this time of the year, and you will benefit a lot from it. And it's good for your respiratory health. Um, okay, so somebody is asking about coughing and phlegm in the body and how to tackle it, and how to deal with congestion. This is exactly what I was saying, that if you incorporate, so I mean, if I were to give you a solution, I would be like, please wake up in the morning, first heat some water, put ginger, put honey, put turmeric in it, put peppercorns, and drink it. And then please engage in 30 minutes of aerobic exercise. When you will do that, you may feel that it's difficult for you to breathe. So then do it for 20 minutes or do it for 15 minutes and slowly progress. Always listen to your body, but start incorporating aerobic exercise because that helps with breathlessness. And at the same time, you can do weight training a couple of times a week because with strengthening your lungs and it helps with endurance. So there are two different benefits that you get from these two different kind of workouts, but ultimately it helps your lungs function in a much better way and pump out oxygen in a more comfortable fashion for people who already are suffering with these kind of issues. And for phlegm, I mean, it is the most age old thing, but steam does do wonders. If you do it day after day after day after day, you can just take steam for a couple of minutes and it really does clear up your sinus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mona Mehta again asks, so NAC really helps with, I have heard. So basically NAC is it's an essential amino acid, you can say. Yeah. So it is present in protein. It's a form of protein. You can get it in eggs. You can get it in sunflower seeds, all the legumes. Yes, you can take it. इसके supplements और medicines भी बनाई जाती हैं. But I will, Mona, suggest you to take it in a healthy form by consuming protein. So NAC is amino acid that's present in the protein. So you can take sunflower seeds for the beginning and some eggs and some legumes.
Okay, so somebody is asking about stiffness in their body and pain in their joints and how to tackle headaches and feeling dizzy. I'm not entirely sure if you mean that you're having these headaches and feeling dizzy only during your workout. A lot of people tend to work out, on an empty stomach, and it's not that it's right or wrong, but for some people, they have dizziness when they work out on an empty stomach. So 30 minutes before your workout, have half a banana. You don't have to eat too much before a workout, but that really helps with the dizziness if this is in relation to your workout. And joint and body stiffness. So if you're working out and you're feeling very see, soreness is normal, especially with strength, with any kind of workout. But when you feel that it is very excruciating for you to do a workout, that means your body simply doesn't have the strength, and which means that you need to build strength slowly to do the workout that you're doing. And for that, again, vitamin D is a very, very important aspect, because if your body is not recovering, that means you're maybe lacking in vitamin D. You need to go and get the test done, and you need to increase your protein intake, because protein also helps with muscle recovery. And protein intake is very specific to each person, to their body, to their activity levels. And it is not something that any of us can just prescribe like this. But just make a conscious effort to include protein in all your meals. Over to you, Justin.
Yeah, I think there is another question on gymming and strength training, Sritita, if you want to go ahead with it.
Yeah, so it's similar to the previous question, right? If you have any like respiratory kind of discomfort when you're doing training, you need to get it checked out. You really do. And phlegm, it can be just because you are living in a polluted city. I don't know where you're from. I'm just giving you the general reasons for why some people have an ongoing cold all the time. It's because of our air quality is sadly, poor currently, and in some states it's very, very poor. So you need to make a little bit of extra effort to see to it that one, you're active through the day. And when I say you're active through the day, that doesn't mean that you go for a 1 hour walk and then sit on the couch the whole day. Because believe me, that is counterproductive. If you're going to do 10,000 steps in 1 hour and be like, okay, I'm done for the day, and after this, and I have seen this, I see it all the time. And then you're spending like 4 hours watching something on television. It is counterproductive. You have to learn to build activity in your life. Like it has to be second nature. Like I am actually waiting to stand up and start walking now because I don't sit for such a long time. Because the fact of the matter is that when you do this, your body believes that you're active all the time, right? And it helps so much with your metabolism, your digestion, your fat burn. There are a lot of things that come out of it. And automatically your lungs are functioning better because it is used to a certain amount of activity. So if you're not active during the day, but you go to the gym for 1 hour and you're really putting pressure on your heart and your lungs, it will not be able to take it. You have to build activity slowly into your life and then slowly into your exercise regime.
Great. So Simran Bajaj is asking how much protein is recommended per day. So Simran, if you want to take protein, that is zero point 0.8 grams per as into your body weight. So I'll give you a quick mathematics that can be 56 grams for a sedentary man and 46 to 48 grams for a sedentary women. Yes, it varies on your body type, your weight. It varies that if you're talking about supplements, then I do not recommend supplements. I'm talking about the pure protein that you can take via eggs, chicken, fish, milk, paneer, tofu, whey protein. And if I say whey protein, I do not talk about having a dabba bharke of whey protein. I talk about dahi ka pani, that is whey protein. आप जब रोटी आपके घर में कोई गूंद रहा हो तो उसको बोलिए कि उस पानी के अंदर रोटी को गूंद दीजिए. So it gives you a very, very, very good amount of whey protein. So this is what the calculation and the mathematics go if we recommend protein to somebody. But yes, we all are protein deficient these days, right? So everybody is not taking protein as much as that is required for the body. So taking कुछ बहुत ज्यादा ले लेते हैं, कुछ बहुत ही कम ले लेते हैं. So we have to build a balance in a sedentary lifestyle.
I actually think protein is a very vast subject and
Absolutely.
misunderstood subject in India, especially. And we would literally have to do a separate webinar for
Ah.
understand
Just talk about protein and protein.
talk about protein and how it
Absolutely.
works and how. So yes, 0.8 grams per kilo is the general math behind it, but there's so much more to it.
Absolutely.
And so you guys, when y'all are listening to us, please understand that we are giving you very general guidelines. And you always, whenever you administer anything on yourself, how you feel, you should feel good. If you're feeling good, then you're on track. If you're not feeling good, stop it. Yeah. There's a question on hypothyroidism, and somebody's asking for remedies, pain and throat, weight gain. So I'm going to tell you this very quickly, okay? Um, I had hypothyroidism, and I will tell you a few foods that you should start eliminating, okay? And you will start seeing a difference in your life. Milk. You have to eliminate milk, okay? And when I say milk, I don't mean that you can't have curd, or you can have chaas, but when you have like pure milk, it causes a lot of gut irritation for people who have thyroid. Okay, so start eliminating milk products one by one, see how you feel. Another thing that really irritates hypothyroidism is, for a lot of people, it's eggs. For some people it's not, for some people it is. For me, eggs were okay, but I know a lot of people who, when they started cutting egg out of their diet, it actually made a big difference. Another thing is gluten. gluten and milk are two things that are like 100% no if you have thyroid. And you cut it out, and within 10 days, you will see a massive difference in your quality of life. The other things that you need to look out for are there are a lot of things with small seeds, like the seeds inside brinjal, the pulp of a tomato, or the really small chia seeds. These, again, go inside and they cause irritation for somebody who has thyroid. This is not applicable to everybody. This is only applicable to people who have thyroid. So you need to eliminate things one by one and see how you're feeling. First, eliminate milk products, then eliminate gluten. Give your body a week, 10 days, see how you're feeling. If you're feeling better, continue with it. But rather than telling you what you should eat, I'm telling you what you shouldn't eat. And milk consumption for us is so normal, right? We're just drinking tea and coffee all the time. Chai bana do. And it's like you don't even know how much chai and coffee you're drinking. And for people who have thyroid, it is very, very bad. And of course, like for everybody, alcohol is, like a no if you don't have it in moderation. But for people who have thyroid, wine in particular, it highly inflammates the thyroid gland. So these are things that I urge you to cut out. If they are a part of your diet, then cut it out. And I think you will see a massive difference.
Yeah, I think adding up to that, it is very difficult to, just tell everything and personalize everything in a 30 minutes of a session. So, Sambhav, you can always contact for the personalized diet plans with us. So, because we have a brand that builds personalized diet plans. So, you can always contact us for the personalized diet plans. So, I think that works a little better. Yeah. So, the next question is that how to increase oxygen levels in brain. So, to increase the oxygen level in brain, I think the best and the foremost solution is walking, taking short walks. That's very, very, very beneficial. Once you start walking, so in a layman's language, I'll tell you, our body secretes the joy hormones. Yeah. So because a lot of hormones get secreted when we are walking or when we are working out. So the joy hormone, or we can say, the hormone that makes you feel better. Once you feel better, the blood circulation, the brains goes better. Yeah. So taking short walks and then taking long walks will really help you to increase the oxygen levels in brain. You can start doing it by 7 days interval. So 7 days you take a short walk, 7 days you take a long walk, then again 7 days a short walk, then again a long walk, and see the difference. So I think next you can take Shataja.
So somebody is asking if they can. So there are two vegan related questions. One is if you can build muscle, and the other person is asking if we do vegan plans. And yes, we do. I'm sure Justine does as well, because we have to cater to people with all kinds of dietary requirements. So,
Absolutely.
and yes, you can build muscle if you're a vegan. There are some studies, and there is no proof, but there are some studies that say that over a period of time, if you are a vegan, you are more prone to injury, and your bones start to become brittle. It is one school of thought, okay, but yes, protein can be built into any kind of diet. There are lots of ways to take protein, and that's what I was saying, that it is too vast a subject for me to dwell deep into, and I also feel strongly about it, so I don't have enough time. But if you want to get in touch with us and get specific information, then you can just write into us, I guess, post the session.
Absolutely. I think we'll just go ahead with the last question and sum it up. What do you say, Shataja? I should answer the last question.
Please.
That's how good is wheatgrass for alkalizing and cleansing. It is very good. Wheatgrass is a superfood. It is what I can say rich in vitamin A, C, E, K, B, everything. It is iron rich. It has antioxidants. It is calcium rich. It has got magnesium in it. So everything. So taking wheatgrass shot of wheatgrass juice every day will really help you to have a cleansing out your body. आजकल शादियों का time चल रहा है ना, so people are really attending lots of wedding and eating all the oily and food. So taking a wheatgrass shot in the morning will really help you to cleanse up everything that you're doing. Yeah. So I think we're gonna sum it up on this, Kshitija. What do you say?
Okay, so should I It was lovely. I am so glad that we did this, and I am sure that a lot of you have so many more questions, and I'm sure that me and Jasleen would love to spend hours telling you all, because
Absolutely.
that's the job of a nutritionist, is not just us knowing about nutrition, but we get very excited to share that information because we want you to better your life, and you
True.
really can. My only one sentence to sum it up would be that always try to go for whole foods, go for foods that are as close to nature as they are meant to be. Supplements are a secondary option if you are unable to have access to something, but for the most of it, try and get the nutrients in their most basic and natural form, and stop eating processed food, please. Processed sugar and processed flour, because all of that goes into your body and this turns into, just plays havoc with your insulin. So, yeah, just stay healthy and write into us if you have any more questions.
Great. So I would like to sum it up and say thank you to everybody. You being so patient in listening us to us, that requires a lot of effort. So thank you everyone for listening. So dietitian Jasleen Kaur will sum it up in very small phrase that let food be the medicine and medicine be the food. So thank you everyone for joining, and it was great talking to you, Kshitija, and it was lovely, lovely, lovely seeing everybody. So thank you very much everybody for joining.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.